The 2023 SA Reconciliation Barometer shows that about 8 in 10 South Africans agree that national leaders are not concerned about what happens to ordinary people. So the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation, the IJR, released the report of the survey in Cape Town this morning. It's based on face-to-face interviews with over 2,000 South Africans in all 9 provinces. The study has also shown that while South Africans have a drop in confidence when it comes to state institutions, the SABC and South African Revenue Services remains 2 of the most trusted entities. So to reflect on this more, we're going to be joined by SABC's Acting Group Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Lungile Binza. Very good afternoon to you, Lungile, and thank you for your time with us here on the SABC at this hour. Perhaps in view of the report that has been released and what's been unearthed, what does this mean for the public broadcaster at large?
It actually means a lot, because as the SABC, there's always this assumption that credibility only comes from private broadcasters. But actually, most South Africans have got this trust on the SABC. And as the SABC, we need to continue to educate, entertain, and inform our public. And we're very excited about this, these results from the Institute of Justice.
Well, because it is a public open opinion survey, I mean, what do you think the SABC is doing right in lieu of what is transpiring and what's being reflected at other state-owned institutions as we speak?
Look, I mean, the SABC with its editorial policy, we are actually trying to tell the story as is. We go to the lengths and breadth of South Africa to ensure that our guys are taking center stage of the story. The story is not about a leader. The story is not about SABC management or any other person. The story is about the public. When the public says they are not happy about something, as the SABC, we tell that story. When the public says they are happy about something, we also tell that story. So we try and do everything in our power as the SABC to actually reflect the opinions of the public, especially, those that sometimes don't have the voice. The SABC is the voice of the voiceless.
Well, you're speaking about reflecting public opinion. I was just reading through the survey and I was looking about some of the concerns about knowledge of the past, whether we need to look at the curriculum at large. There's also the issue of inclusivity that comes to the fore, which obviously as a mandate the public broadcaster has to adhere to. What do you think are some of those strides that the SABC has taken? And when we look at how it could better appeal to the public, what do you think comes to the fore?
Look, I mean, the SABC, the editorial policy was by far the biggest, achievement that we achieved in the last 2 or so years. But I think the innovations as well around our products. I mean, we've got SABC Plus now that allows you to be everywhere. Without you really being bound by either your province or your town or your city or something like that. So the SABC continues to try and do everything in their power to try and again tell that South African story. It's just that, I mean, we from a financial perspective, we still are trying to ensure that we get it right on that front as well. But when it comes to us being authentic and us being actually a trusted source of information, we are actually unrivaled in the country and will continue to do that.
Well, absolutely, particularly as we head closer to elections next year. And what do you think that role is going to entail for us? It's
going to be even bigger. I mean, our task, we are the host broadcaster for the elections, and that task is going to be even bigger. We tell the story for everyone in the northern parts of the Northern Cape to the southern part of the Southern Cape. We tell the South African story, so we will be there in each and every one of those voting stations, and we'll be part of everything. And the people on the ground can just trust that the SABC will deliver a very successful broadcast for this election.
Lungile, thank you for your time at this hour. Let's leave that conversation there. Lungile Binza, of course, is the SABC's Acting Group Chief Executive Officer, just chatting to us about the report that obviously had been released, the 2023 SA Reconciliation Barometer report. We're looking at telling the South African story. We're looking at the role the public broadcaster is also obviously playing in South Africa to date, as we also edge closer to elections come next year. Again, thank you to him for joining us.